Well, hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the show tonight. We have young JM and young Bridgeman. How are we doing, boys?
Evening, guys. Evening, both of you. No, good to be on.
Oh, okay. Folks, Jeff, thank you very much for that, young Bridgeman. I love it. Absolutely love it.
We can only dream, Bridge. We can only dream.
I know. Just say good evening to yourself and JM and, of course, the techie boys in the background. And can I say to all the Rangers fans that are listening in this evening, we are still top of the league by 2 points. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
JM, it doesn't matter when you're at half time, does it?
No, absolutely not. It's where you're after 90 minutes, isn't it? And we're right where we were when we started. Great to see it continue.
Yeah. How are you, JM?
Yeah, very well, very happy. Obviously, not going to put a pull any wall over anyone's eyes. You know, wasn't a great watch last night, but I think last night was one of them that was all about the result, and I was very happy with that result.
What about you, Bridge? Mrs. Bridge suffered the day, did she?
Oh, she was. I'm very happy. That's going to say. A thoroughly deserved victory. I thought the opposition Kilmarnock did what Kilmarnock do. McInnes, and a really tough team and rough. And there was lots and lots of ways they were doing free kicks. I think they've invented a few different ways to do it as well. And we're not getting it. The referees only giving it. But
they're a well-drilled team.
Powerful.
They play the 4-4-2, and the guys drop in to, when you've got the ball, and they make it a 5 in midfield. The two wingers have got a lot of work to do, JM. I think they'll always try and replace him. You can see what he's got. He's got a style of play. And, well, I'm not making excuses, but I think we all agree the pitch is a big leveler, JM.
Yeah, really struggled. They know what they're about, especially on their own pitch. And they're well drilled anyway, but especially on their own pitch, they know how to play it. It's not the easiest thing to play on. Watching the game, there was certain times when the result was how it was after 10, 15 minutes, I'd maybe sat there been a lot more frustrated than I was. But when you actually just stood back for a second and watched some of the play that was going on, it's just not the same as a game of football on grass, is it? The conditions didn't help either to go with the surface, but they know what they're about. They play to the pitch, they drop in, and they know how to aim for the corners, and all their players know exactly what weight to put on the ball. It's all smart. Fair play to them. They've got a way of playing, but it makes it very difficult for the opposition.
I mean, you look at the stats I'll get Fox. He's sitting doing nothing. He's still trying to work out the difference between grass and plastic is, but he's got a lighter, so I don't know what he's trying to do. But anyway, I'll get Fox to find out, the research team, what the number of points Kilmarnock have took at home this season, and I think you'll see it's an advantage, Bridge.
100%. And as you said a couple of minutes ago, that they know they're working to a plan. They've got the plan. They're doing it. I listened to McInnes' interview afterwards, and just taking him in isolation, and you think that they were the best team for 90 minutes. That's my interpretation of what he said. Rangers, he mentioned the Rangers had three good players on the night, and that's all. That's some rubbish. And I thought, well, I'm glad you're not at Rangers. I'm glad you never came to Rangers. I don't like the guy.
I didn't think there was much in the game, if you're being honest. I don't think we started the first 5 minutes. We were the better of the two teams. Silver had a chance. Golson had a header, which I think he could have done better with the first one. Maybe the second one was a bit high, JM. So you're thinking, we've started brightly enough, yeah?
Yeah, really, really good start. It was scrappy, but we were getting chances. And Dorans and I was saying, I was watching on Rangers TV. You know, we're just starting it. Looked like we were just starting to settle, creating a couple of chances. So had an opportunity to maybe get another early goal, and obviously shows what a difference it makes because we didn't quite grab it, and then they got themselves into the game, didn't they?
I recommend it again, Bridge. And one of their first forays was doing the our left, and they put the ball in behind Borna, and then I'll let you have your view on it, Bridge. What did you see?
Yeah, I think Borna is a weak link, and known in the league as a weak link, something they can attack. They've got a wee guy there playing outside right. Armstrong, I think his name is. He's a left-footed player, and he turned Borna inside out a number of times. And the mere once they catch Borna in an area, they end up somehow or other getting our 2 or 3 men up there, and they could play in about him, and he doesn't know what to do. And he's not going to go in for a decent tackle, in my opinion, which leaves him a bit weak. And what can I say? When he ran down and got on the inside of him, the ball was his. He's in possession of the ball. I don't understand what happened. I don't understand why he ended up falling down and picking the ball up, and ended up. That was it. That's I gave the free kick away, and they scored from it. Basically, not directly, but they scored.
No. Listen, it's difficult to judge, Jim. If you're running at speed, somebody can just touch you slightly and you can fall over. But grabbing the ball,
that was the thing. When I watched it 2 or 3 times, obviously, as they showed it on Rangers TV, and then I've seen it a few times on Twitter, and I couldn't put on my life if he actually did clip him or not. That's one thing, and it doesn't take much to go down, and you'd like to think it seems a really silly thing to do to actually throw yourself down, but it's the reaction after it, isn't it, to grab the ball and to not just try, because it didn't look like the boy was immediately running onto it to run in. If he would have made the decision to try and sort of get up and scratch, he probably could have. Don't seem like it would have made much difference, but he probably could have got it for a corner or maybe better a throw-in. But it's more the reaction to hitting the deck, which I think maybe sums up the Borna that we've seen more recently.
The Borna that Stephen Gerrard criticised all the years ago when we didn't know if he was injured or not when he went down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. The one he's called out, basically. Yeah, that one we're not sure, the right chat, but actions speak louder than words, don't they?
Aye, okay. So the cross came in, we dealt with it, it came out, the boy, somebody else tried to put it back in, John Lundstrom comes up, his arms are in beside him, move up after the ball's been, it's hit him in the elbow, it's definitely hit him, there's no doubt in that. Whether it's a penalty kick, it's up for debate, Giant.
I don't think it's up for debate. I think it is a penalty, but we'll move on to others that also should be. I think it's a penalty, unfortunately, in the modern game. As soon as I saw it, I didn't think it'd be overturned. I do agree. I think he got a bad bit of luck, but if you're taking it, a ball's being crossed in, his arm ends up out. It's hit him, not just on the top of the arm, sort of middle of the arm. It's going into the box. I would say it's a penalty.
I'm sure somebody else on this call might have a different opinion. Bridgeman.
I don't think it was a penalty. I think that the ball hit him on the elbow when his arms were tight. And as far as I'm concerned, when the ball hitting him, the elbow made his arm go out, and the referee saw the arm out, saw the ball hitting it, and he thought it was all a one movement, and it wasn't. It was 2 movements. As far as I'm concerned, that was never a penalty. I'd have been raging if I was in the defence and something like that happened. And if you go up the other end, and you'll probably speak about it later.
But just one
2
thing
handballs up there.
One thing at a time. We'll get there. I'm sure we'll get there. Look, does that not just sum up that you two have saw that incident and you're seeing it completely different? That us as football fans, we really don't know what's happening with handballs, Jay.
No, I think, I sort of agree in regards to, I think it's a penalty as in now with the ones that are given. I think it is a penalty now, but I think that's how, like you say, how as a fans or whatever, because it wouldn't be as long as maybe even sort of 2-3 years ago. I wouldn't think it's a penalty.
Right. Okay.
You wouldn't with the things, but as in, I don't believe for football it should be a penalty, but now I believe it is. But like you said, I think that answered your question. This is what VAR and everything has done.
Mm-hmm. Is that fair, Bridge? Us guys that played the game don't know the rules anymore.
There's fairness, and everybody gives a bit of fairness. I think I'm being fair by saying I didn't think it was a penalty. And there's many reasons, probably political reasons as well. The referee wasn't for giving, and most of the referees in Scotland are not for giving Rangers any decisions. And as soon as they get a chance to give a decision against Rangers, they'll do it. You could see what was happening last night as well. There's a lot of tackles there that should have been bookings against the Kilmarnock boys. And the first tackle with Connor Golson booked. You know, and
Well, he get booked for dissent, mate.
Not even a tackle, by the way. Not even a tackle asking for a ball to be out that was out.
It was
everything about it, the way they treat Rangers, and it's just classic for me. The decisions, they don't need to make too many decisions, but they can be the wrong decisions, and the wrong decisions are there for a purpose, and that's to get Rangers. They wanted Rangers to lose last night, and that's for sure.
But I think I don't buy that, Bridge. I've never been one for blaming referees as such. I mean, referee doesn't put the ball in the net. Referee doesn't stop it in the net. Can they influence games? Aye, they can. But if somebody was at, we would have won the game last night. We did, you know. But the referee last night just looked like it would annoy you, Jay. I mean, the way he moved and his antics.
The demeanour was frustrating the whole game.
He wasn't the real deal, was he?
No,
I was trying to get that one in all day.
It's very, very good. Very good. No, it was frustrating. Like you say, again, I think lucky for that referee. I think Bridge, right, you know, all these teams are cute, which is fair enough. It's part of the game. We've got to be realistic to know they're going to try and gain an advantage any way you can. But I think he was lucky that in all it wasn't actually a rough or a bad game. I didn't think it was, because he had no control over it anyways, and there wasn't much in it. Both ways at certain times, some of the decisions were a little bit baffling. And I'd hate to think what he could do in a tight game, because he wasn't on top of it at all.
Oh, I know. I thought it was just atrocious. Some of it. What I will say, Bridget, on that pitch, they know how to use their weight, the slight pushes, the leaning on people, because you kind of get your balance the same. And when you know how to do it, is when it becomes second nature, because you've trained on it and you've played on it. And they've actually took 70% of their points at home, mate. 28 out of 40. Yeah.
Yeah, they're successful. We know, that's why I'm saying these things. I don't think the Rangers players are stupid, but you could see they're a bit naive and they get caught out. You really need to be at the top of your game when you're playing against a Kilmarnock. In the second half, we were at the top of our game, and that's what we done the damage then. But the damage that was done in the first half, seriously, I mean, they could have been 2-0 up at half time, as we know, and Butland made a lovely save. But you know, we've got to watch for P's and Q's. We're on a rubbish pitch, and it's utterly rubbish. And not just that, it's a plastic pitch. It makes it even twice rubbish, and the weather's rotten. Wind blowing, rain coming down.
That's what they say. Can you do it in a cold night up at Ross County? Can you do it down there? And that's how you have to win leagues everywhere. But listen, so we're in at half time. We were in at half time, 1 down. There wasn't that much in the game, but they'd put a couple of crosses in, but only needed a touch. We had obviously the chances at the start. We grew into the game, but with guys that weren't playing well. Warner, I think, young McCausland was non-existent. Silver wasn't great. If I'm being honest, I didn't think Diamande and Lundstrom were particularly fantastic neither. Tav wasn't brilliant. I thought we're two best players and we were two centre-halves who were just basically clearing more lines. We hadn't really get started, Jayam.
No, 100%. I think that's right. Not many had got in the game, to be honest. I agree with that. The midfielders, I thought, if you like, out of the front, just doing my maths there, the front six, I think the only one that showed and tried unfair, but kept trying to impact the game was Cortez. And that it didn't always work. He slipped over a few times, struggled to get his foot in, but he was direct. He tried, came inside a few times, nice ball spread out wide. And I thought he was the only one that maybe, if you like, got half the grips with the conditions in that early doors. But I agree, as a whole, the midfield, the front just didn't struggle to get their way into the game early doors.
So we made the changes at half-time, Bridge. Ridvan came on for Warner, and Dessers came on for Silver. And then the first 5 minutes of the second half, they started the better team on top. We were a wee bit ragged. And then there was a big moment in the game where it looked for all the world we're going to go 2-0 down. Bridgeman and Jack Butland does what Jack Butland does.
Yeah, wonderful saves. And we can't I can't compliment him any more than I can do it. Wonderful game-saving save, match-saving game. I don't know. The save was wonderful, just wonderful. And that's what we needed. Right at that point in time, needed that, and that gave the boys a bit to pep them up as well, knowing that he's there and he's doing it. Like, it's just fantastic save. Just a fantastic save.
Top save, Jai.
Yeah, it was. It was one of them. Butler said it. But Butler said it. He thought the ball. That guy thought he had scored. I think everyone watching it thought he had scored as well. Crossed the goal. It was gaping net, and I don't think the guy done too much wrong. It wasn't too directly at him. I think 9 times out of 10 that same finish goes in the net. It was just a really, really good save and sums up Jack Butland this season.
Aye, it was absolutely superb save, absolutely superb. And I think there was a sort of hush, if that makes sense, bridging people's houses, and again where people went, wow.
Yeah, just wow. Although in behind that I was shouting and bawling, a bit of defence, do this and catch that and head the ball, all the nonsense, But really and truly, when it comes right.
You're right, Bridge. It was frightening. It did were cut open pretty easy for that, weren't we? We didn't start that half.
Absolutely,
cut off very easy actually. When you watched it back, how easy the 4 passes sort of everybody had ran off everyone, hadn't they? It was quite frightening actually.
You think about it in sometimes when we're defending free kicks, corners, when the end of the play, no matter what happens, I'm not saying that we're going to score goals or anything like that, but at the end of the corners that we're defending, sometimes we've got 7 Rangers players virtually within maybe a yard or so of each other, and there's nobody else there. I mean, the ball's maybe been headed over the bar, it's been right out the park, but there's 7 of our players in the same area. What are they doing there?
Whatever they're doing right, mate. We've only lost 5 goals away from him.
Of course, I'm talking about after. There's not been a goal scored, but you can see sometimes there's indecision. Obviously, we're very happy and proud of them. But really and truly, there are parts of the game makes you wonder what on earth they are doing. Because that's when these, shall we say, the ball drops to an opposition player and they have a good shot like last night and the goalkeeper does the business. Brilliant. But what happened to the guys,
Football, mate. The other team are going to get chances. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll move on with the rest of the game, but I think it's all right that we're here for Super Jack. I am.
100%. No one I'd
rather. Here for Super Jack Butland.
Jack, a massive win for the squad tonight against Kilmarnock. What pleased you the most about that result?
Just the fact that we got the result. It's at the stage of the season, it's really important that you just keep the momentum going, keep picking up your wins. It's a tough place to come. I know people will sort of regurgitate that all the time, but it's tough on a difficult pitch. I know that gets spoke about as well, but they're a team that knows what they're about and that does it really, really well. And they don't give you a lot of space to breathe, and they whip crosses in, and the delivery's great from set plays and make it tough for you. You go behind to a penalty and it feels like you've got a bit of an uphill battle, so you just need to remain calm, which we did. Obviously you're then desperate to try and get back an equaliser quick, but we knew we had enough time, and that was the message at half time really, is just to remain calm. We need to get back playing, get the ball down more. We were a bit sloppy with the ball, and ultimately we got what we wanted and probably deserved from in the end as well.
Yeah, and to respond the way you did in the second half must say a lot about the character in that dressing room. Yeah,
we got the dressing room. I think you can see it at the end. There was never any panic. There was never any sort of. We just remained calm. Kept reiterating at half time why we're in the position we are and how we've got back here and all the rest of it. And we just continue to do that second half. Remain calm, and in the end, if we got 2 brilliant finishes from Tav and Tom, and gets us 3 points that we were after.
Yeah, it was such a vital save from yourself at the start of the second half, and it really seemed to kick the team on to get the 2 goals.
Yeah, no, to be honest, it was a huge moment. I think the lad thought he had scored and what have you. So it's nice to be able to have that moment. That can sometimes take the wind out of a team's sails as well, and it seemed to give us a lift. It could have gone a little bit sideways at that point if that goes in. So it was nice to contribute with that, and ultimately then set us up for a really big second half.
Yeah, he touched on it. 2 strikes of real quality to win you the game in the end.
That's what Tav does. So it's not easy for someone to step up and take pens like he does and score goals like he does, and especially the free kicks as well. Like it's something that he works on religiously every day. So when you're a leader like he is, when you play the way he does, and when you practice the way he does, those opportunities go in, and he earns them. And he's come up with another vital goal for us today.
Yeah, you can see how much it meant to the boys at the end, and just about building for another massive one in 3 days' time.
Exactly, and that's what it is. We just keep going. 3 points are all that matters at the minute. Yes, we'd love to have a clean sheet. Penalties is frustrating, but we're getting the wins, and that's what we need to do. So we enjoy tonight. Obviously, it's a lot better feeling than it was the last time we came here. So we'll enjoy tonight. Get back to training tomorrow, recover, and look forward to Motherwell on the weekend.
I can't understand what Linda sees about him. Suave, 6'5", great talker, nice guy, plays for the Rangers. I can't see the attraction. J.M.
There's got to be something wrong, hasn't there? There's got to be something wrong somewhere. I also wonder how a man, like you said, talks so well, seems so intelligent, good by that, was persuaded by Michael Beale to sign for a club. But never mind, I'm glad he was, but Jesus, you do wonder.
Listen, we stop the season now. In my opinion, Jack Butland's our player of the season. I don't know what that says about the team, but it's just big moments, the number of clean sheets, Bridge, and that's the biggest compliment you could give me.
Well, I think he's going to end up the player of the season for sure. He's been wonderful for us, just tremendous. And the fans have come up with that wee song, Super Jack Butland. And there's 10 games to go or 11 games to go or something like that. There's nobody many people going to do any better than him. That's for sure. It needs to be a miracle.
To be fair, there's not been many mainstays with the amount of injuries we've had either, is there? The competition, even if it was, which it isn't great, couldn't have been that great just due to the amount of injuries we've had.
If it's not the number one, it'll be the number two, James.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's it afterwards, isn't it? That's it. It's the only the mainstays consistently, and to be honest, overall they've both been great. But yeah, no, he's definitely at the moment bearing a disaster. He's the one at the moment.
Yeah. So listen. So he makes that save, and within a few minutes, Lawrence comes busting in Peru. We started playing better. There was more urgency in the team. We're just getting ready to bring on Big Sterling for young McCausland. And Lawrence busts through, tripped just the edge of the D, and Tavernier steps up, Bridgeman, and, well, the goal he got a hand to it, but the pace that he got on it, and with the dip, it's a tremendous free kick, mate.
Wonderful. It must have been, I would suggest 30 yards out. I would have said that, 25 to 30. And he got a lot of pace and whip on it. How he got it over the wall, I don't know, because up to now this season, he's not got very many shots over the wall. He's hit the wall every time, in my opinion. However, it was wonderful to see, the wall. And yeah, the goalkeeper did get a good fist to it, a good hand to it, so to say. But I don't think he was maybe going backwards, and the ball was just it didn't have enough to get it in the post anyway. It wasn't strong enough. Great goal. Nobody can take anything away from Tavernier. That was just fabulous.
So we're back in the game, Giant. What did you think of the free kick?
Yeah, I thought, the free kick was great. I think, like you said, they've done. At first, live viewing, I thought, keeper's done us a bit of a turn there. But I think the pace was, I think the pace of the ball, like you say, the hit and everything was really good. Just a slight note, I think we're doing a bit of the Rangers bias there. Tom Lawrence bursting through on goal. Should we say a slight miscontrol and fortune?
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, a slight, or we can maybe say a dummy. We got a bit of luck, didn't we? But it's the bit of luck you need, and it's the fact that our captain stepped up and took the luck.
Right. So then, quite quickly, we take McCausland on, Sterling comes on, and the ball goes down to the left. We have an assist for the manager who throws it to Dessers. Dessers, yeah, I think it was Dessers. Who throws it into Lawrence, who plays it into Cortez, who dances around and plays it into Dessers. Dessers does.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Lawrence got fouled, didn't he? Lawrence got fouled.
And then we took the quick free kick, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, Dessers, it gets to Dessers in the box, and I'm still getting the expletives coming out my mouth because he doesn't get a shot away, and Tom Lawrence comes in and just buries it, giant.
Yeah, no, same here, because it seemed nice. Everything up to that was good. Nice, great awareness from Lawrence to get the ball down and play quickly. Cortez takes it really well on the move, made it look easy, but when you're running quick, that's difficult. And then, Dessers takes what looks like an all right touch, but then it just spins right to the attacker and you think it's gone. But maybe what sums up the move there is how quick that Lawrence reacted, and he was maybe 5 yards away from the closest Kelly defender, who was a lot closer to the ball. And got a strike, and what a finish as well. I think the surface helped him out on that one.
Aye, because it takes it away for the goalie. Yeah, spot on. Bridgeman, great finish as well, wasn't it?
Top class, absolutely top class, and at pace. You got everything behind that ball, and it looked brilliant. Keeper no chance, absolutely no chance. So pleased when I saw it going in.
Bridgeman, I just cut across you just quickly? I'll bring it right back in. Yeah, well, listen, for the people listening on Facebook, there's some technical stuff. The show's going to go down for about 30 seconds. Then you can refresh and join us. Just give us a minute and it'll all be sorted. Carry on, Bridge.
No, just saying the way the boy's playing, I do like him, Tom Lawrence. I think he's a smashing player. And we've got to watch him. Don't want him to get any injuries, any sign of fatigue. Just get him off and rest him, to make sure. Because my goodness gracious, I thought he had a tremendous second half. Absolutely brilliant. What a goal. What a goal. I mean, nobody many you see can score a goal like that so low, They smashed it right diagonally across. I would suggest it was maybe 25 yards to get before, because it was going so far across the goal. Great. Keeper no chance. Just brilliant. Just utterly brilliant.
And he enjoyed it, Jay. He enjoyed it,
Great celebration, weren't it? Great to see. Lucky not to get booked. I don't think he got booked. Well, Rangers TV never showed it. Anyways, but great celebrations and great scenes. And to be honest, you don't see him smile very much. But he eventually
smiles. No, he's not a smiler, is he?
No. He always seems like to have quite a hump when he's going around the pitch. But maybe that's just frustration from being, the injuries and whatever. Maybe he's still not feeling settled. Hopefully, he starts to feel more settled and maybe see a few more smiles.
Maybe he wanted a goal on Saturday because he wasn't happy when he came off. So the game I'm not saying Peter Dougby. We played well after we got the second goal. We could have made it 3. Dessers had a right good effort for a corner kick. A brilliant flick. Hit the bar and we were unlucky. We never got the rebound. And we had opportunities to score more. Let's be honest, the last 5 minutes were a bit nervy, but the game petered out. And it was a magnificent victory and a difficult night, Bridgeman.
100%. Agree 100% what you said there. They managed to put, shall we say, some extra people on, and they just wanted to attack. So give them credit for doing what they're doing, and they pushed us and pressed us. And in the last 4 minutes of the game, we were inside our own box for quite a long time, defending corners and free kicks and long throw-ins. And I was delighted. I was so delighted when the game finished. And so I'm so happy that we beat that mob in there. Just so happy. We don't need to go back there this season again, that's for sure. Yes.
Well, that's not strictly true, Bridge.
Why?
That's not strictly true. Depending how the top 6 finished, there is a possibility we might have to go back there.
God no.
Yeah.
All
the
right.
madness that is Scottish football, JM.
Yeah, we can't have it all. We've sent Agent Warnock up there to maybe avoid us a trip to Pataudry, but we might have to go. We're out.
Warnock.
Agent Warnock stopped us maybe having to go back
He's
there.
doing his job, isn't he?
Yeah. Sorry, say that again.
He's doing his job, isn't he?
He's doing his job, right? That avoids the third away trip. Agent Warnock up there, but yeah, we might not avoid the plastic pitch. It's a tough one, but bring it on. With this manager and these players at the moment, they're up for anything.
Yeah. Right, gentlemen, we better get these phone lines open, yeah? For the people on social media, it would be great if you could like and share the show. We'd appreciate it. And come and join us. Phone in, speak to the session, we'll bring you in. And when there's better men calling in, we'll just see your name and you can talk away. You can talk about anything Rangers related. Obviously, we're still talking about last night's great victory under difficult circumstances. So let's hear from you.
You're going to have to give us a song, Bridgman.
Yeah. Let's see if you... Sing your Blondie number. So it's 0141 356 1972. Phone in, and we will speak to you, phone you back, and bring you into the show. That's how it works. Phone in.
Super Jack, Butland and go.
Yeah, I think it's that. It's caused us the problem. One of the social media platforms, so everything's been Pete Tong. The boys are watching Beaver away in the background. Right, come and join us. 0141 356 1972. Simple as that. It's easy, isn't it? It's easy. Come and join us. Give your thoughts. Must be a lot of happy bears. Funny, isn't it? Your team won 7-1. You get him to your face tripping you. Anyway, that's just me. I don't know about you, J.M.
Yeah, no, some people are strange, aren't they? You think you'd be happy about that. You wouldn't think it would be a bad evening, would you?
My heart bleeds. My heart bleeds. Right, okay. Right. I did agree with Derek McInnes last night. There was 3 big moments in that game, Bridge. I did agree with him. I must admit, I did hear that late last night. The save for Butland would have and the 2 goals. They were the difference between the teams because it was moments, because we didn't have sustained pressure or a lot of chances. So I actually did agree with him, Bridge, that they were that's what good players do. They step up when it counts.
Yeah, the only thing I was saying was there was a lot more chances than the 2 chances we scored. There was a lot more chances for Rangers. Unfortunately, we missed them. I thought Golson had 2 tremendous headers, and they could have got a goal. They were into one of them, and there was others. I just the way, unfortunately, the way McInnes speaks, all he did was, that was as far as he was concerned. There was three times and during the game that Kilmarnock lost, shall we say. They lost it. And I don't really care. But I think the way he says is degrading Rangers. And I think he'll always do it. But I'm not going to take a hump or anything like that. I just won't even bother listening to him. And that's what he said. The words he
used. That's the best thing. I think it was spot on. That was the difference.
I'm not disputing the fact. What he said was factual.
Right. They were the difference because they were the 3 big moments in that game, man. Obviously, the penalty was a big moment as well, J.M. And then, we even discussed the 2 late penalties. I'll let you go first.
Well, that's why, forgive me, Bridge, I maybe teed it up a little bit, because if the penalty, which I think is a penalty, is given as a penalty, are we going for the Dessers one and the Mayo one, the one where it popped up? Is that the second one? Is that
2 of them, mate? See what your thoughts are.
Yeah, well, the Dessers one, I'm not too sure on. I think, again, it probably should be because the way it pops up and hit his hand out. But the worst one was that one in the end with Lewis Mayo. The fact that same situation as the Kilmarnock penalty of the game, cross coming into the box, although from a different angle, and the guy's leaning towards it with his hand out, and his hand knocks the ball in a different direction in the box. As soon as that went to VAR, I was sure that was going to be a penalty, and most probably 3-1 end of the game. And what a difference a lack of consistency could make to a result and a league challenge, because they go and maybe score, you should be 3-1 up, and when you see 2 very similar decisions, only 80 minutes apart and 2 different outcomes, it makes no sense.
What I can't understand is that when VAR's looked at it, why the referee doesn't get called out to have a look at it. That's what I'm struggling with. But that's just me. Bridge?
Yeah,
Bridgman.
the two penalties. The one should we say when Dessers was tingling with the guy, and I think the boy's name was Weir. That the ball came up and hit his hand. I don't understand why that wasn't a penalty. It's different if if something happened and the ball came up and it hit his hand in front of everybody. The whole world seen it. I don't understand why that wasn't a penalty. And the one that was I think it was just before or maybe just after it. There was one came over from we were attacking, and the ball comes in, and to me the commander defender hit his hand, but they just carried on playing. I don't understand it. I don't. It's like the penalty that never was when the Celtic player palmed the ball out or punched the ball out at Parkhead. No, it was Ibrox, wasn't it? Ibrox. Parkhead, sorry.
Right. So for me, the two of them hit their hands. There's no doubt about that, Giant. The one that bounced up for Dessers, I think if I was the defender and that was going against me, I wouldn't have been very pleased. Same possibility with Lundstrom. I can get his frustration. The second one with Neil, I could when VARs say there's a possible handball check and the referee's not even been called to go and have a look at it. I don't get it.
No, how can
it's only because it's Rangers?
How can VAR look at it for that long and not think to the ref, you might want to have another look at it? If they dismissed it right away, even if you disagree, you'd go, they've dismissed it for whatever reason. But they spent probably a good minute looking at it and they still...
Well, when the play ran on for a couple of minutes, then they called it back.
Yeah, of course, you're forgetting the fact that the game went on for a bit as well. So they've been looking at it for that time. And you think... I must admit that was the one that was the stinker for me. The fact that, which was fair enough. I think I can understand why the Lundstrom one was given. Cross going into the box, hits your arm. It could be going anywhere. You're stopping an opportunity possibly for a goal. But the exact same for the one at the end there with Lewis Mayo. Same sort of situation. Crossing to the box, hands out away from his body, hits his hand. It should be a penalty.
I never seen it in real time. Let's hear from these. Well, I don't think Fox. I think Fox is.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
There we go. Thank you, Fox. I never doubted you for a minute. That's what I'm struggling with, JM. I'm struggling with when they've had the check and then they said there's a check. They've stopped the game because they're saying there's a check, and then they don't get the referee to go and look at it.
No, yeah, it's confusing me because they've obviously seen something, and what's worse is the more you look at it, I think maybe it's tinted glasses. I don't know, but I think it's quite obvious. It gets more and more obvious every time you watch it that it hits the guy's hand, and it's not even. It wasn't even the arm. It was, if you like Lundstrom's was elbow to sort of forearm. This was more sort of wrist to foot, like middle of the forearm. It was further down the arm and outstretched. It was a bit. If anything, I thought it was more clear than Lundstrom's, to be honest. It was a decision that baffled me, I must admit.
It was a penalty.
Yeah, it was. It was 100% a penalty.
It was a penalty. I don't think it's. I've read about the one that happened at some one game. I've not seen that incident yet. I seen the Hearts penalty last night. I thought it was strange, to be honest with you. But there you go. But it's just, well, that's VAR.
Scottish football didn't think it would be good to put an edit. Not many people would have seen it. Not putting a derby on the telly.
No.
Why would anyone want to advertise that one with a sold out ground when you don't normally get it in Scotland?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it pans out with this far. But listen, Bridge, great victory under the circumstances. We march on, 10 games to go. We're into the last knockings of the league. The games are going to disappear, but it's a good place to be, mate.
For us, it's heaven. And we're in a great chance. They've come away with last night a tremendous game and a tremendous result for them. They've scored a lot of goals, but they still didn't make any inroads in their points. So it's going to happen. It's going to be week after week after week. And I think they're in a great look. This manager is brilliant for us. And we've got the momentum's on our side at the moment. We need to keep that momentum going. Biggest game of the season coming up at the weekend. Once again, the biggest game of the season. And that'll be the same every game. Biggest game of the season. But we're at Ibrox. The Bridgeman will be there to see it. That's for sure. I'm desperate to get there. Desperate. I want to see my team winning. And if we win, well, we're a wee pause in the league, isn't we? Because we're going to European and then
we play, that's us. We play 3 tournaments in 8 days.
Yeah. Quite incredible, isn't it?
Aye. 3 tournaments.
There's no other team. There's no other team in Scotland doing it anyway. So.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
No, Europe's not for everybody, Giant.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Trying to work out what I would have bit your hand off for. I think because the position we're in the league in now. I think if someone would have offered us to be within a win away, to be a few points close. Never mind this. What he's done. What Big Clement's done is incredible.
Listen, if we go and beat Motherwell on Saturday, which hopefully we do, and hopefully we do it well, we'll be sitting 5 points clear again on Saturday night. Remarkable. With 9 games to go. That's fact, Bridge.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. But as we've been for the last couple of weeks, we're just, it's just fabulous to go. What's that? How many games is that? 10 games we've gone? Won every game. The last 10 games. Just incredible. Just incredible. From the form that we had more than 3 months ago, when we weren't so great. I think they beat us 10 weeks ago. They beat us, and that was us. Since then, we've won every game. Quite incredible. I'm not a stat man, but you may get them. Yeah.
Yep, 10 games. I'll read them. Started off, we beat Kilmarnock 3-1, Barton 4-1, 3-0 away at Hibs, 1-0 away at St Mirren. We then beat Livingston 3-0, Aberdeen 2-1, Ayr United 2-0, 3-1 against Ross County, 3-0 away at St Johnstone, 5-0 against Hearts, and 2-1 last night. Yep, 10 games undefeated. Yeah, 8 league games. Clement, what he's done in the league's remarkable, Chaya.
Yeah, incredible, and obviously just that one defeat in between and another row of good results, probably from when was it after the break when we drew that game at Postodry. It was another good run before that match. So, it's just incredible what he's done as came in. I don't think anyone would have imagined or dreamt of as big a swing as this. I'm happy it's happened, but I'm sure I can guarantee now, listening to him and Butland, none of them are getting carried away. It's just all about the game on Saturday.
No. Did you see it coming, Bridge? Be honest. When the new manager came in, did you think he would turned it around so much?
Well, it took a wee while for me to see what he was going to do. I didn't think we would be top of the league. I have to be perfectly honest and say we made top of the league. I never thought we would have got there. I hoped, of course, and obviously fervently backing the manager 100%. And look at the way he's repaid us. It's just wonderful. And I think most Rangers fans are in la la land with us. It's just something we never 100% expected. We wanted, and we do want, and now that we're here and we're in the league, the Rangers fans are going to say they don't want to lose this league. We don't want to lose any games, and there's got to be a way we can get this to make it happen. I don't know how we're going to do it, obviously, other than play really good and win more games. One game at a time,
league games.
win them.
9 league games in the league's yours. Simple as that.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
One at a time, Bob.
One at a time, aye. But that's the stats. That's where we sit at the moment. And obviously, if we win on Saturday, which is the next game, after that, it's won 8 league games in the league's yours, Giant.
Sounds easy, doesn't it? And it's not that. It is easy because I've done it already. But it'll just be as long as they keep their head and keep going together. Just to follow on for Bridgemars, and I didn't think any manager would have been able to do it because at the start of the season, how these players are being managed, I didn't think the players were anywhere near good enough. to do it. And the team, I thought the team was finished, and we had years to go before we could get a team that could compete again. But it just shows what a good bit of proper management can do.
Yep.
100% there, yeah, absolutely.
Right. So just getting back to last night, who was your man of the match? Bridgman.
Wow. Man of the match last night, very tough. I'm tempted, I wanted to give it to Tavernier for that goal, to be honest with you.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think I'd give it to Tavernier. Just brilliant.
That's fair. Giant.
Jack Butland.
I'm going to give you a joint award. I'm going to give it to Jack Butland and James Tavernier.
Yeah, well done. Well done. I agree with that.
Go for them both. I think we've all touched on it, haven't we? It wasn't a game where we dominated at all, and it was just a game. There weren't loads of chances. It was just about moments. Probably have to be fair enough and put Lawrence there because he tried as well. But I know it's a different game if Tav don't score, if Lawrence don't score, but it's really hard to see us scoring 3 in the second half in that sort of game. And obviously, we would have had to if Butland never made that save.
Aye. The debate we had, when was it now? Was it Tuesday, Monday night maybe? With Stevie Southside, bit of banter about the Sterling situation. I think Big Stevie stole ahead in that debate last night, but a better team than Sterling's on the pitch for us. Bridgman.
We're a better team. Simple as that. My goodness gracious. What a difference he made. He came in and he shuffled himself around. Fight for everything. And that's what we needed. We needed somebody to fight in the midfield because that's where shall we say, all the big play, the main play was taken. And of course, when Rangers were on it, they were getting bullied, and particularly some of our younger lads getting bullied. But once that boy came on, there was no much bullying going on our midfielders, and we played better. Created good chances, took the weight, when need be. And I thought we were tremendous in the second half. And to score 2 goals on that pitch and that weather was just something out of this world. Just fantastic. I was flying all night.
Sterling gives you that pace and power. He'll not get messed about Giant. He's also switched on for runners going after the ball, which young McCausland's not got these game yet. And when we say young McCausland, I think he's the same age as Diamande, isn't he?
Yeah, and obviously I think Cortez is around the same. I can't get their ages spot on, but I know one of them are the same age, and I think Cortez might be the same age, and Diamande might even be younger. To be honest, I think he might even be a year. It might be months. I think there's 21 and 20 involved, but yeah,
they're all roughly.
They're all roughly the same. And when you look at that, I mean, not to get carried away with the others, again, you can argue Cortez hasn't chipped them, but they look more adult on the pitch, if that's fair to say. More senior, a bit more senior and grown up on the pitch in regards to their off the ball and maybe physique. Maybe, on the ball, but McCausland's got all the skill in the world and whatever. It's just about completing this game. But in regards to Sterling, I think especially away from home on the tight pitches in that league, he's a must start. He's just a must. I don't know if you see the one when the boy was chasing him out wide and he should have just punted it, but he knew he was that much quicker than him. He could just flick it and run. And the boy had to basically not. It was incredible. They're just scared of him because they know they'll bounce off him and they can't run past him.
And he's also got that turn of pace, his strength, and that. If he could just maybe chip in with the odd goal now and then, what an asset it would be. But listen, I get the Southside coming for you. I don't know if that's his position. I just feel that we're a better team with him in it. Bizarrely, it reminds me a lot of 2022. We were out anywhere, Bridgman. We were a better team all of a sudden when Calvin Bassey started playing.
Yeah. I think he does remind me a wee bit of that. Somebody with a bit of power and drive,
Aye.
And Bassey gave that. And by the way, in spades, yeah. And by the way, another man I noticed playing. I can't remember who he plays for. Joe Aribo was playing last night.
For Southampton, now.
Southampton, there you go. Wasn't in the game much. Nice to hear that over the last weekend I was seeing Bassey and then we saw Joe Aribo. They kind of disappeared, didn't they? Really, from us, disappeared. What's happened to Kent? Where is he?
He's still in Turkey as far as we know, mate. I don't know
Right,
what's happening to him.
My God, what a waste. What a talent that boy had. My goodness.
Listen, I'm a great believer, mate, that see when you take the foot off the gas in professional sport, you can't just turn it on. Yeah, you know, and once it goes, it goes. And well, that's just my opinion. But anyway.
And his foot was off the gas for about 9 months as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I think you mentioned earlier, Tavernier is a prime example of that. That guy just continues to train and look after himself and do all the things that are necessary just to keep himself fit and active, and he's obviously an athlete as well for me, you know. So as far as I'm concerned, there's an example for everybody to see. So if you want to make yourself last longer, there, go and do it, you know. Look at Tav.
Can we put the Tav one to bed? Can we all admit that Robert Werrell and Fox were right and the rest of us were wrong? Giant.
What? Tav?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I can't disagree with that. I just can't disagree with it. I think he's right there.
Aye, he's done it so many times, you know, and sometimes he makes mistakes, but who doesn't he? You know, and the defence this season, we've only lost, I think, was it 14 goals or something last season? You know, we consider we lost 3 of them at home to Aberdeen. You know, it's quite a good record, really. Supported by Super Jack Butland, of course. We'll not be playing that tune again. But, just for the hassle it's cost. But Tav, I've got to doff for that to him, and I think he'll be the next Rangers player. I still would like Rangers to do something for Stephen Davis, along with Northern Ireland. But I think Tav will be the next one to get a Rangers testimonial. Giant.
Well, it's quite genuine, isn't it? Insofar as Tav's been and is the captain, you know.
Next year will be 10 years, mate, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Giant.
Yeah, 100%. And by the way, at times, at the right times, it's being proven maybe a bit harsh, but he's taken a lot of stick as well. A lot less of people maybe would have been injured or not a thing. Even though he was captain, it's easy enough to do. They still get paid. It makes no difference. But the way he conducts himself when in the good times and the bad times is incredible. Definitely a Rangers captain and proving it again and keep stepping up for us when it matters.
Yeah. Yes, big 3 points. Been a big week. Obviously, we played third place on Saturday, and the whole everybody had us. We were going to get turned over. We won 5-0. Then we were going to go and drop points because we've got a terrible record at that place, which is true. We went there and won 2-1. So we just need to turn all our focus to Ibrox against Motherwell. We're not the worst team in the league, so we need to treat them with respect. I believe the manager will. But if we play at the pace and tempo we did against Hearts at home, we'll bore them away. And that'll be another one ticked off. But last night was a big step in the right direction. Giant.
Yeah, 100%. And manager said it before the game. It would send a statement, and it's the first time you really hear him speak like that. Really, like, you know, he's quite normally composed, but I think he was aware about the record and a lot of the players. And to be honest, at the start, it looked like it. I think a little bit. You know, you could tell some players have had some bad results there, but the character we showed in a game where there was no real quality in it due to the conditions to come out and get the win there is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I agree. Bridge?
Yeah, 100% agree with it. And some of the things we've been saying tonight are really, really sensible. It's a bit worrying because I normally sort of talk a lot of rubbish sometimes, you know, but we're actually saying things that are quite sensible in my opinion. I think we have to just ignore everything but Saturday. Just ignore it all. And Saturday will need to take care of itself, and the team need to be ready. So, to me, it's as simple as that. And obviously, 3 points. each way we go, 3 points, and then we can look forward to something more refreshing, different for a couple of games. I'm just desperate for it. I can't say it anymore. Just desperate.
Yeah, but we get to Saturday again, and it's another massive week we play in another massive 8 days, and it's exciting, Jim.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting, and that's back, isn't it? Last year, 2 years ago, we had the playoffs, so we would have played in Europa League. So we've had a nice break, and thankfully so, maybe to let some of the injured players or people get back. But looking forward to it now. You can't beat Thursday nights at Ibrox. Sorry, I'm just seeing a tweet there come up. Somebody shared a tweet from Shrewsbury Town in 2013.
Right.
James Tavernier has twisted an ankle in training, so in comes Connor Goldson at right back. 10th of August 2013, and the rest was history.
It's remarkable, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you think about that too, and then what they've gone on to do, European finals, win the league and that. And 2013, they're playing at Shrewsbury Town together.
Remarkable where life takes you, Bridge, isn't it?
Oh, and how. And that stat itself is just amazing. 2 of them playing for Shrewsbury. Wow. How long ago was it, Jem? How long?
11 years ago.
11 years. My God. And they've been quite cool. Big Golson's been here, 6 years now?
2018. Yeah, he's been there 6 seasons. 6 seasons. End of this season, yeah.
It was a 300 game in the last game, wasn't it?
Aye.
300 games.
50 odd games a season. No, remarkable. And Tavernier, the people might have their views as him and players, and the amount of games they turn up for, it's pretty remarkable.
You're absolutely right.
Was screaming at Goldson when he never booted the ball away in the last 5 minutes. Whenever it was the last couple of minutes when he thought he could let the ball run out, I was shouting at him there. But yeah,
I would like to have a word with him about his socks. That annoys me. Yeah, that annoys me.
Brilliant.
But I thought actually Suter was better than him last night. I didn't think Coulson was the worst player, but I thought Suter.
Yeah, I think but I think Goldson had that. What's his name? That big. Is it Vassell? Is that what they call him or whatever it is? I think he was just making. He was just standing on goal. I think it was more to stop Goldson playing, wasn't it? He was just sort of almost marking Goldson and standing on them toes. Which I mean, the bloke's not got much pace, but he's a big lump and been about, so he knows how to play the game. I don't think it was an easy night for Goldson. I think he would have known he had a game of football yesterday.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It was we have to make no bones about it. That was a tough game. We played football, and you get these tough games, and no matter what happens, you may be some of the best players of your level playing for you, and you find that they're actually getting kicked or needled out of the game. You've got bullying going on, and you have to get them, lift it up, get the ball on, get there a wee bit quicker, go to it, that kind of thing, and it happens. Well,
anyway, get yourself some mute. Connie, have a tune.
Oh, a wee tune, right, here we go.
I think the manager was pleased to take that game off last night, Jai.
Yeah, I think he knew it was going to be. I think he knew that was going to be a sticky one. He would have, I know he says one game at a time, but from what, can't pretend I know the man, but from what you see of him, I imagine he's studying everything, even into the summer and next what's going on. He just seems like that kind of man, and I imagine that would have been circled as a potential, a tougher hurdle to get over the sun. But it's ticked off now. We can forget about it.
Aye. And all focus goes to the game at Ibrox against Motherwell, yeah.
Yeah, focus to that. We start thinking about, obviously could be a couple of more injury concerns, even though it just seems, we start to hear Matondo and Seaman maybe coming back, and then Cortez hobbles off. Lawrence, obviously, I'm hoping that was maybe just a bit of tiredness, because I think it was sight. So hopefully it is just that, because if not, that sounds a bit more serious if he's struggling with his vision. So a couple to basically, well, let's see what team we can put out on Saturday, I guess.
Yeah, we could have Silver and Dessers on the park potentially.
Yeah, well, he tried it at the back end of the Hearts game, didn't he? I don't know if that was for fitness, just to get Lawrence off the pitch or whatever, but Silver went and played that number 10 role. Maybe suits him better. He seems to get attracted to the ball or not. I think that was maybe half the trouble in the first half. He didn't really have an outlet. Bit of 50-50 with obviously the quality of the game, but definitely noticed a difference when we had Dessers just sort of standing in that number 9 role and occupying the centre-backs a bit more.
Okay, it's your show. Come and join us. 0141 356 1972. Phone in. We will phone you back and then we'll bring you into the show. You can discuss anything Rangers related. James Tavernier, Jack Butland, Tom Lawrence, the manager. How good was last night's result and the whole scheme of things? Loads of things to talk about, Bridge Manor.
100%, loads and loads. I'm looking forward to Saturday's game. The manager, obviously, you've mentioned there's been a couple of, shall we say, knocks last night. I don't want to say they're injuries. And some of the boys have been out. You mentioned Matondo. I thought I heard you saying Matondo. I actually didn't even know he was in, to be honest. But so he might be coming back then. Is that what you were saying, GM?
Well, I think they're kind of. I think you're hearing on it. They're in training and stuff. I couldn't tell you if it's Saturday or not, but they're not. They don't seem to be long term now. Obviously, they need to get up to sharpness and whatever. But just I'm saying, you're starting to get them back, and then there seems to be another two. But that, also the nature of the game, maybe because we've had more than others a lot of the time. But can't pretend you're never going to get injuries again.
No, you wouldn't do that. No, in this league.
I looked with Cortez, your initial thoughts for it was his hamstring, but that's the problem. And at this time of the season, 6 weeks, the season's nearly done. So we're hoping it's no that, Bridge.
Desperately hoping. The manager needs a bit of luck injury-wise, doesn't he? In other words, don't have any injuries. But we've got this surge towards the league title. It's the games come quick and fast, as we know. And if your players aren't fit and are not fit, there's nothing you can do about it. But it makes a big difference to the fans that the players are fit. Big difference.
We've got an international break coming up in March, I think 16th or 17th is the last game, something like that. And they don't play for 2 weeks. And I think that could be a time when we come back after that, hopefully. But then Cantwell and everybody else, and maybe some of the players, JM, that you mentioned, could be buzzing by then, yeah. And then we'll get
you'd be hoping. Yeah, 17th of March is the break. After that, we go away to Dundee, and then we're back at Ibrox on the 30th. It says for now at home to Hibs. So you're hoping for that 2 big home games back to back there. Like you said, I think the manager, if you look, obviously, like we said earlier, we've got the 2 cup games in a week, 2 different cups going through it. It's sort of messing about, but you look at the league games of Motherwell at home Saturday. And then we go all the way through that, and it's just Dundee. The manager's got to be thinking, if I can get through this and get to that break and try and get people back fit, we could be in a strong place. And as you say, a sort of mini pre-season, if you like, in that international break, get everybody reset and ready to go. Just hope Southgate don't play Butland and he hurts a finger or something.
I don't know how Jack gets out of places. Sometimes he's hair when he dives,
Yeah, quickly fixes it again.
Aye, ruffles it again, fixes it. What a cool dude, man. What a cool dude. He seems like a genuinely decent bloke in Oakbridge.
He does. He absolutely does, pal. He absolutely does. Very sweet, Just wonderful.
And he's every game, Jim. He's done all the cups, and I think a lot of people thought maybe McCrory might get the League Cup. No, apart from Dumbarton, he must have looked at the weather. Huh?
Yeah, obviously didn't fancy it, did he? No, I think unfortunately for McCrory, the timing and, to be honest, if you like, the poor performance for the team, it didn't allow him the opportunity, did it, to get McCrory into the cup through. Obviously, when the Livingston game at Ibrox, Beale was still in charge and he needed to get wins, didn't he? Still, and he wasn't going to risk it. He was doing whatever he could to try and do it and try and get wins. And then obviously when Clemence came in, we had a semi-final and a final. And when Butler's playing that well, it's a silly risk to take when you're not established yet. And Clement, even though it was maybe big picture, he obviously knew if he could win that cup, it would get the, as he talks about, the synergy back with the fans. And rightly so. It's a shame for young Robbie, but unfortunately, it is what it is at times.
Aye, I think somebody said it last night. No room for sentiment. I don't think Phil Clement is driven. I think he'll treat you properly, but he'll do what's right for the team, and that's a manager's job, Bridge.
100%, yeah, 100%. I think Clement is gathering people around him, and I hope he starts to. I would say, I don't want him to get too involved with their press, because they can tear holes in him, So I don't want that to happen. I want the manager to just manage our team and go on with his business, and don't get caught up in it. And that's all we need. And I think we've got obviously, I'm going to say it anyway, the biggest game of the season coming up on Saturday. I want everybody, including the manager, to be 100% focused on this. No messing about. Stay away from the papers and the telly and all the rest of it. Don't want to talk to them. Just do the job. I'm sorry, I'm ranting and raving because I'm getting nervous for coming up to the weekend. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, we've been joined by William for doing what we were last night. How are we doing, William?
Evening, brothers. All right, Oxford, good to hear you back. That community service is a pain in the arse, isn't it?
Well, Mauritius can be a bit difficult this time of the year, mate, but it's done now. It's done.
Hey, well, I've got to tell you, Mauritius is no in Turkey. Don't start that.
No, I was nowhere near Turkey, mate. Nowhere near.
You got a good tan then, have you?
No, I was busy.
All right. Aye, last night, you know the old saying, Ox, don't you? Dodgy penalties change games. It's an old saying. Huh? Never a penalty for me. Lundstrom jumps up, but to me, if it doesn't hit his arm, it's hitting his body. So he's no blocked. To me, he's no blocked the ball. I think the referee's on the other side of it, so I don't know who gave it.
He gave it right.
The other side. I just don't know. With these radio mics, you don't know who's saying what to who. He looked to be on the other side of it.
It was instantly pointed to the kick, mate. Instantly pointed.
Mm-hmm. But somebody could just have said penalty, and that's it. The linesman, fourth official, somebody sitting at home watching the telly, supposed to be VAR, might have just said penalty, and that's it. One word. That's it.
Help me out. Right, so, I think I know what the rules used to be, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You used to have to try to be seeking to gain an advantage when it hit your horn, yeah?
Well, yeah.
Because it hits your hand.
It was not to do with gaining advantage. It had to be, it was deliberate. It was hand to ball. No ball to hand.
Yeah, so because it hit your hand and your arm wasn't necessarily a penalty.
That's right.
So the concern will be that was given, and then the one against Mayo in the second half wasn't given. Help me out.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know how. I mean, they paused it and they're saying it's went to VAR, and we're all saying this is going to be a penalty. Everybody's thinking this is a penalty. You can see on Mayo's face, he's thinking I've given away a penalty here. It's a blatant, obvious penalty. I don't know how they can justify no giving that.
Mm-hmm.
We can all see it. What do they see? What are they seeing?
Well, who makes the decision then? Well, I'll bring JM in and then Bridge, because when there's a VAR check, right? So VAR's called it back because they play JM. I think it must have ran on for about 2 minutes, and then he called it back for that. Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, that's what obviously VAR doesn't always. VAR sometimes does check things and obviously move on or whatever. But I think what we're getting at is different opinions. I know William and Bridge don't think it was. I thought Luncham's. I think that's a penalty. I would have wanted it myself. But what I can't comprehend is how the referee or VAR, whoever, linesman, can see the first one as a penalty and then not give the one for Mayo when they're checking it. I don't get how you can't be consistent like that. That's quite frightening, really. And I think that's nothing but incompetence, because I think if you are, throwing the names, whatever you could be doing, conspirating or whatever, cheating, I don't think you can do that because that's too obvious, in my opinion, because it's that bad a mistake. I just think it's quite frightening because it's a clear handball.
JM, when he gets the VAR check and they say, well, we've seen a handball, he's then, for me, and William come in, I know you maybe never refereed the VAR, but then he's got to go and look at it, and he never looked at it.
Absolutely.
Because they've got to say, because they've got to then ask him the question, did you see it hit his hand? Which you'd think the ref would then say, no, I didn't. Then, like you say, probably then it has to go, well, you better come and have a look at this then. Can it hit his hand? And then decide from there if you think it's
the last thing the referee wants. He doesn't want to go to that monitor and have to change his mind. He doesn't want to look at as if he's made the mistake. That's the last thing he wants.
No.
And I don't know where he was standing, how he gave that. And as I say, if it doesn't hit his arm, it's going to hit his body. So I don't see it. To me, it's a natural reaction. If the ball's coming at you 30 mile an hour or 40 mile an hour, you've got to move your arm because you don't want to get it in the face. It's a natural reaction. And I can see the point if his arm's away above his body and it's going to give her his head and towards the net, okay, it's a penalty. But to me, because it's not hitting his arm, it's going to hit his body, there's absolutely no way it's a handball for me. No way it's a deliberate handball.
I think what made it look like a penalty was the reaction after the ball hit him, his arm come up. But that's after the ball. That's it. And that's how I'd understood if the referee gave it without VAR checking it. But VAR's changed the game, Bridge. I know you were a big advocate, and so was I. It's definitely changed the game, Bridge, man. Eh?
Well, I was an advocate for VAR, but not the VAR we've got. I did say that then. You can't run the VAR in Scotland with the people we've got running the game, the referees and the linesmen. I'm sorry. They're not experienced enough, and B, they're cheats. I'll say it straight out, they're cheats. They don't want Rangers to get anything, in my opinion. And I'm a fervent fan, of course, and I'm going to say these things. But the truth of the matter is, I don't think they're competent enough to run it. Now,
it's not just us, Bridge. I mean, I don't know if William would have caught the highlights with the Hibs and Hearts game with the penalty Hearts got. I don't know if you've seen that, William.
I've seen it. Not a penalty for me. Never a penalty.
Oh, it was a great dive, wasn't it?
It was. It hardly even touched him.
Oh, I don't know.
Can I also just say on that with the VAR, with the thing, I agree with Bridge with the incompetence of that, the people running it, but we have also had some penalties we would never have got if VAR weren't in place.
That's right.
And that again maybe sums up what maybe the referees are doing the other thing. But some of the shirt you could do it quickly, but we've been given a few penalties that we would never have gotten in the
Aberdeen, Golson.
Yep, Golson. Home game the same. I'm trying to remember the game. A handball and stuff for crosses. Ones that we would never have gotten have given us points. So I think there's a fine line, and we've got to watch because we've gained some points from it.
Can I just say it was VAR that said and noticed this. VAR people noticed this and reported it. The referee was there, could see it. He was standing watching it. The ones with the ship full with Golson, and never gave it. So the only way he was ever going to give a penalty is if VAR did it. So now and again they're doing their job. I just think you mix the two up and match them, try to match them. Sometimes it just doesn't match. Sometimes it just doesn't match. They are not going to give any positive decision to Rangers. And that's the way I feel about them. I've felt about them most of my life. I'm 77-year-old. I don't remember cheating referees. Well, right, sir, that's saying something, isn't it? Since Tiny Wharton. People like Tiny Wharton used to be really tough on the game and so on and so forth. So other referees did the same thing. Now you've got referees, I don't know what they're doing. Willie Collum, how can Willie Collum still be in Scottish football? I ask you, the blunders that he's made, how can he get away with it?
I know.
Hey, Bridgeman, how have they still never gave us the audio tape for the Old Firm game? How's that?
How do you know? How do you know they've not gave us it, William?
Well, it's not been made public. That's what I would say. You know,
that's a different thing altogether.
Because we all want to know what happened, don't we? Everybody wants to know.
And you might never.
We never will.
You know. Right. So what about the performance last night, William? What did you make of that? It wasn't the greatest of games. It wasn't a classic. It was exciting, but it was all about 3 points, wasn't it?
Well, I was talking to some Bears last night that switched it off at half time. It was that bad. I never.
It's good to know that people get.
I think first 50 minutes pretty poor.
Phone them up and see. It's good to get behind the team, isn't it?
Oh, they put it back on when I text them to let them know it was 2-1. You know, they put it back on. But first 50 minutes pretty poor. What a save! What a save in the 50th minute, was it? That save was made.
Roughly.
About there. What a save! Unbelievable. We've seen McGregor doing that, haven't we? We've seen him making a couple of saves like that.
That would be up there, mate. That would be up there. You know.
It was unbelievable. As they say that you hear Butland saying the boy thought he'd scored. You know?
It's no making saves, mate. It's when you make saves, eh? You know, if you're 3-0 down or 3-0 up, and you make a save, it really doesn't matter, JM. But when in a big game, and it's tense, and that's the saves that count, like goal scorers, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's the exact same of putting a chance to it. It's about putting it under pressure in it and the saves. And, timing of the save, because you imagine if they had 2 goals to defend, how deep they'd go in different things and how they'd play, then you run out of time. I don't think we come back and get 2 goals, to be honest. You don't. It could be completely wrong, but because, like you say, it's not only the timing of saves, it's the timing of goals. That just flattens our morale coming out just after half time, doesn't it? Such an important save at a good time.
With VAR as well, guys. I think with VAR as well, particularly in the Premier League in England, the biggest problem they've got with VAR is the time it takes to get decisions. Now, I don't know if they've speeded them up or not, but I've not heard people moaning too much. But certainly last season, there was lots of moans about the time it's taken. And in all probability, it'll be the same right now. But maybe not so many big teams it's happening to. But James Scrivens, you know, they're getting it right, or they're trying to get it right down in England, but they're not going to get it right up here. And it's not even the same. It's a different VAR, different rules for Scottish League, different rules.
Right. You've got to laugh.
We've moved on for VAR, yeah. So we're talking about
sorry, guys, sorry.
Right. Park it, because I don't want any more rocket conspiracy theories. Right. So we get the 3 points. Really, William, that's all that mattered.
I was delighted. I mean, I'm a Rangers man, born and bred in here. I don't want to lose anything to Kilmarnock. No way.
Okay.
I was just delighted. See when Tar's free kick went in, that was what I call a jaw dropper. You know, we're all sitting watching it and we're saying, hope this goes in, and it goes in like that, and you're like, the bottom of your jaw just drops. Wow.
My jaw was still hanging through the Butland save, mate, if I'm being honest.
Aye. Well, mine was still hanging for first Diamondi's first goal.
You know,
wow.
It was all about the 3 points. Do you feel that was a big night in the whole scheme of things, William?
Absolutely huge. Because nobody wants to go and play in that pitch, especially on a night like that. It's a different game. It's a totally different game. And that's probably the toughest. That could be tougher than the Piggery. Going down there on a night like that. It's an absolute nightmare trying to play football in that. And they'll be training in that every day.
Aye.
I did hear last night they're getting rid of it. They're getting rid of it now.
Yeah,
2025 or 26 season. They're getting rid of it.
We've got 2 more seasons to go with it.
Yeah, I know, but it just showed. Well, fair play to them, to be fair, if they are going back to grass, because, like you say, it's a point leveler, isn't it?
I did hear a whisper that the recruitment, there was a lot of players knocked them back.
Yeah, which is fair enough, because you just have to look at the amount of injuries we get playing there. We only play there 2, maybe 3 times a year.
Aye.
Yeah. Right, come and join us. 0141 356 1972. Phone in. We will phone you back. We'll bring you straight into the call. Give your thoughts. I'd like to hear your opinions on the 3 big moments last night. I'd like to hear your opinion. Do we agree that Tav's now a leader for us on and off the pitch? And the manager, there was a bit of criticism in our last bridge in that. Social media got the team wrong, but he rectified it quick. Get phoning in. Let's see your opinions. JM, people will argue he got it wrong. People will say he got it right, but the players let him down. But he changed it quick, yeah.
It's the fact that he reacted, isn't it? And reacted pretty quickly, gave him a, even before, I know obviously we got the equaliser before Sterling came on, but he was making that change, wasn't he? He gave him a few minutes to react, and then he was going for it. I must admit, before the game, I was a little bit, is it one set of rotation too far? Mainly because of the pitch and the environment that their players were going onto and the conditions. I thought it would have suited a Sterling and a Dessers right away, and the less said about Borna at the moment, the better. But fair enough to him, he made the changes and we got the win, so he got it right in the end, I guess, didn't he?
Aye. Ultimately, he got it right. We got the 90 minutes. A lot of criticism, maybe at half time, if that's fair. William.
Aye, I think I was a wee bit disappointed when I seen Barisic in the team, because they play with that boy Armstrong up one side and Kennedy up the other side, and they play diagonals like we've done. And I was worried that Barisic wouldn't be able to deal with the boy, and I don't think he was able to deal with him. So I thought that was a weakness right at the start. I thought, no, I really thought we were going to struggle there. But the managers. Last time I was on, I said it. It was the same at St Johnstone. Whatever they throw it as, he seems to adapt. He adapts to whatever they throw it as, a crappy pitch or a bunch of hammer throws or whatever, and he overcomes it. And that's exactly what he did. I was dying for half time for the manager to get in and sort them out. And I think we just knew he was going to make changes, because we had 2 or 3 players that just weren't in the game. Silva, McCausland, and Barisic was having a nightmare.
I'm glad you mentioned McCausland. I'll come to JM in a minute. Anyway, we'll be joined by Gary. Evening, Gary.
Evening, Ox. Evening, guys. I've just about calmed down for that game last night. Yeah, but following up for what was being said there, I think when we looked at the team, I thought myself that looks a tad lightweight for this kind of game, and that is what has transpired. But as William was saying there, we've got a manager now that he's going to go in and fix it. So you'll know the same kind of concerns that there maybe would have been kind of previously. But I think you were talking about it last night, Ox. Dujon Sterling, I think we could look back on this season, and I think could be really one of our, if not our most important kind of MVP, as it were, because I just think the guy's tailor-made for the football up here, and I think he could have a crucial part in kind of getting us over the line this season. And yet again last night, when he comes on, he's just a different proposition up here. I just think he's such an important signing, such an important player for us. And as I say, I think he could have a massive say in how this season goes, especially domestically.
If I'm being honest, obviously we've heard he had an eye problem. He was having problems with his eyes. We've heard that over the last 10 days. But if I was honest, at first I thought, but he's just grew under this manager, Gary, yeah?
Oh, superb. But, we've made the comparison, to the emergence of Calvin Bassey. A guy who was kind of just on the fringes and has come out the cold and just absolutely grown into it. He's just got all the attributes, I think, to play in this country, and more importantly, to play for this club. Can play in various positions, never lets the team down. I just think, there's guys that have like Tav and Butland that are kind of higher profile. But I just think Sterling is such a key part of this team, especially through the kind of ongoing injuries to kind of various guys. He's just super. I just can't say enough good things about the guy. I think he's just absolutely fantastic.
I think Bridgman, you agree? Cheyenne?
Yeah, I think Bridgman's back. No,
Bridge?
I agree. Just carry on. Carry on the news. Sorry, pal.
That's right. Yeah, no, 100%. I think we've said it, hasn't it? He's been like, he's just a utility man. He's got everything, hasn't he? Like you say, he takes where the only level that these other teams seem to have is maybe pace and strength, but as soon as he's on the pitch, he's the quickest and strongest on the pitch. And not only that, he can play a bit as well and play in a number of positions. And no, it's good to see, and I just hope he continues to stay fit, because I think when it comes to these European games, we're gonna see even more what he's about, because I think he's one of the first names on that team sheet, Sterling, when it comes to Europe.
Yeah, Bridge, you come in. You're
talking about. I was going to say the same thing there. He's a young player, and he's going to be. I'm going to say it now. I think he's going to be his utility player until such time he thinks he's strong enough to do midfield properly. I don't know if he'll ever be able to do that, but my goodness gracious, he takes some weight and puts some tackles in, and that's what you want. That's exactly what you want, somebody to do that, because they're a tough league we're in, and some of these players are quite cruel and vicious, and he stands up to them. I love it. I think he's a great player, great acquisition.
It's his pace, William. He's got that power.
He's a big strong boy, and as you say, he's got the pace, which is most unusual. Yeah, but there's a guy saying there that he's ideally suited to our league because of the physicality. I was disappointed he wasn't starting last night, but made a difference. Subs made an amazing difference. They really did.
Even CD9, Gary, Cyril Desser's 9. He made a difference, and he rumbled him up a wee bit. And we know he's frustrating, and he got the ball stuck under his foot a couple of times. Then he had a bit of genius when he hit the bar. He made a difference when he came on, didn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't fault his. Yeah, you can. There's questions over his kind of consistent finishing, but he's always there. As folk have said, he's always there to miss them, which is something he never shucks away, he never hides. He puts his cell about the park, and he's contributing. And I think it's going to be, the big debate during January we're all having was we need that out and out striker, but I think it's going to be more now. It's goals for all over the park, which, to be honest, it's what Rangers have done in the past wee while. Even under 55, it was a lot of people chipping in. I memean, when's the last time we really had? You could say maybe Cholak for the limited time he was here, but when's the last time we really had an out and out front man? That's kind of how we've done it the past wee while. It's guys chipping in for all over the place, which has been happening. I mean, Lawrence is contributing. Dessers is doing his part. Tav obviously as well, and a few others. So that seems to be the model that we're kind of going for, which, given our kind of injury record, is probably actually quite a smart idea. Whereas before, in the past, say we're relying on Alfie to kind of dig us out or whatever. I think it's probably a better way to kind of spread the goal burden across the whole team.
Alfie was never really prolific for us, I think.
No, he's a hold-up man.
Aye, fantastic player. Alfie's peak was superb, but he wasn't a 30-goal a season striker. But listen, Big Dessers has got a lot of faults, William, but he's got a lot of attributes and all, hasn't he?
He has. He seems the type of striker that he doesn't want to score an ordinary goal. He seems to miss all the easy ones. He wants to do something special every time he gets the ball. You can see he's trying to do something a wee bit too much. Instead of just sticking it in the net. He always tries to do something clever. And he does score some great goals because of that. But he ends up missing a lot of easy chances. And many strikers do miss chances, certain types. You get different types of strikers. But one thing with him coming on last night, they're not going to push him off the ball. He's a big, strong boy.
No, he's certainly improved.
Aye.
Gary, a great victory last night. Are you beginning to get excited, or are you taking it?
Mate, although it's funny, I think I was so drained after it last night, I didn't have the reaction I thought I was going to. But I'd said before it that double header against Hearts, I said, you know, if we get 6 points out of these two games, we've got one hand on this league trophy. And I know there's still a lot of fixtures, hard fixtures to go. But we always talk about this word momentum. And I think especially after last night, this was the game, if it was going to be a banana skin and I was coming home for work last night and the rain and the wind and stuff, and I thought, oh, you just couldn't pick a worse night you could do to Kilmarnock. But we've came through it, and the team in Clermont is always finding ways to win. And it's, you know, the two games, it's like, you know, if you want to play football, we'll play at football. If you want a fight, we'll give you a fight. So it's a much more rounded kind of team, and you know, the attitude and the team spirit and stuff like that. I think last night's we'll probably look back on last night's game as the real pivot in the season and the game we got through, and that Butland save and Tav's free kick and Lawrence getting the winner. These wee moments will be I can just see them in the highlight reel at the end of the season when we're looking back, and how important that win last night was.
I agree with that 100%.
How much credit you give to the manager? Yeah.
Pretty much right, mate. I mean, it's because you're looking at pretty much, he's brought a few guys in January, but we're looking at the same guys that was under Bill that looked absolutely shot, apart from the keeper, to a man that were all looking completely shot and done. And he's taking these same guys, and what a difference. So yeah, I think it's obviously all of his backroom staff as well, but I just think when you see Clermont in his press conferences, and he's just kind of, as I said before, he's just that great mix of, he is that authoritarian guy. He's clearly the guy in charge of the club, there's no question about that. But he's got those elements of kind of humanity and humour as well. So I would give 99% of the credit to the manager, because, as I say, he's taking essentially the same guys. And I can't remember. I mean, I know there was a turnaround when Walter came back the second time after Paul Le Guen, but generally I kind of I think kind of slightly maybe better class of a player back then. But I've never seen, all my years following the Rangers, I've never seen a turnaround where essentially the same team from one manager to another. It's extraordinary.
William, then JM.
Aye, our manager is dedicated. He eats, he sleeps, he lives football, much like us, and it's attention to detail. Did you know that a couple of days before we played Ayr United, he took his wife and his daughter and they spent the day in Ayr? Did you know that? Just, you know, somehow getting a feel for the place, kind of thing. Although we weren't playing in Ayr, but that's the kind of thing. That's how thorough he is. You know, that's his psychology. Attention to detail, every avenue. You know. And I think that's what he's doing with the players. Every single thing they do that he doesn't like, he's taking them to the side and saying, right, you did that, I don't want you to do that, you do this. I think he's doing that with every one of the players. I think he's working 10 hours a day, every day, to make this team a winning team, and it's working.
I think he'll be working more than that. I think he's really committed. JM, then Bridge.
Yeah, the majority of credit has to go to the manager. Like I said, when he came in, I didn't think it would be this close, mainly because I didn't think, from what we've seen from the players, that the players look capable. But the way he's got, you know, and I don't think, by the way, he's anywhere near finished yet. That's what's exciting. I think it's only at the start of things he wants to change. But the fact that he's managed to get the team fitter as a whole, the team playing better, and that sort of synergy back with the fans, all in the space of a matter of months, it's exciting. I don't want to think too far ahead because we've got a really exciting season to continue with, but I think it'd be scary to see what he can do, this manager, when he gets a summer, when he actually gets to sit down and analyse it all.
Bridge?
Yeah, our manager is, to me, he's just a bit of an animal as far as the amount of work he gets through. And I don't think there's anybody can give him too much advice other than his best friend or the guy that he's got under him in the moment. It's really tough, but you just imagine it's really tough for the manager because all he's thinking about is Rangers and what he can do and how we're going to do this or how we're going to do that. And then he's going to have to do so much work extra, to make sure his job's going well and smooth and so on and so forth. I take my hat off to him. He has done so much in such a short period of time. And here we are, 10 games away from the league, they're winning the league and we're at the top of the league. It's just absolutely wonderful. It's superb. I don't want a guy to change. Anything he's doing it right for me. Just keep it going. Keep it going for the Rangers. Keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers need you. Keep it going.
And you seen him celebrate last night with the fans. I think there's a synergy there, Gary, and I think he's enjoying it.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, it's he gets it. He gets the club. He gets Scottish football. He knows exactly what we're up against up here, and he's not afraid to say it. Unlike previous incumbents that probably seen it, but kind of kept their mouth shut. He's just grasped exactly kind of what this club is. You're absolutely right, and he's and straight for the word go. He's not even had to grow into the job. It's almost like he's tailor made to be your manager. And you're right, it's this sense of oneness that we kind of had to a certain extent under Stevie G, but not had for a long time. We're getting thoughts and feelings again that we'd almost kind of forgotten what this kind of feels like. It feels like we're properly Rangers again. And I think we've spoke before about the different stages on the journey back. The journey back for me will be complete when we're winning regularly again. And this is the man that's going to get us back to the promised land. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Interesting. So where we sit the day, we've got potential, I think, 23 Scottish Cup ties, potentially quarters, semis and final. 7 potential UEFA Cup games and 10 league games. So that's potential, of course. What a season it could be, and Giant.
Yeah, what a season it can be. It doesn't seem too long ago where we had that before. We know it's possible. It's exciting. It's a really, any game in that stage of Europe is tough, but I don't think we got a favourable draw. I know we do well against the Portugal, but we're playing against a really, really good team. But I think as long as we can hold a good account of ourselves, let's see what happens. But I think this manager and the rest of the players, the way they've gone now, I'm really concentrated and hopeful for some more domestic success. What will be in Europe. Really good team. Things can happen. I think we were spoiled a couple of years ago, and rightly so. But what will be there. Let's just hope for a bit more domestic success.
Mm-hmm. But we're greedy, Bridgeman. After we beat Motherwell on Saturday, we'll all focus on Benfica.
Yeah, it's funny how you say that. You could end up, talking about Motherwell and Benfica in the same breath. Things are, but I'm so looking forward to all of it. I love Europe. I love the team in Europe. I love the games at Ibrox in Europe. Fabulous, just fabulous. And this big game coming up at the weekend, I can't get my head away from it. The manager's going to take us through. Of course, the big if is if we win, get the 3 points for this in the weekend. Certain doors are going to open for it. I feel so sure that the team's the confidence is going to be sky high. We're going in, leading into the European games. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm so looking forward to it. We've got a great chance. The manager's going to do it for us. He's going to carry us through. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it, Oxford.
It's building up, William. It's bubbling, eh?
Aye, we're getting excited. I think our manager is a complete package. You know, he's a motivator and he's a tactician. And he's also good. He's a people person as well. You know, the thing he did with Cantwell. You know, the psychological thing he did with Cantwell. Cantwell thought he could just get and run about where he wanted, and he said, right, off. But then he had a talk with him, and then he went back in and he put him in where he wanted to play. You know, so it was a good bit of psychology there. And we've seen his tactics. And we've seen that he's his own man. He's not going to take any nonsense from anybody. No the SFA, no the referees, no his own players. He's not taking nonsense from anybody.
Aye. He's got unique qualities. I just think he's of these guys that are just leaders, if that makes sense, Gary.
Aye, totally. I mean, he's got the gravitas to lead our club, which again we've not had for really since Walter. I mean, Stevie G had it to a certain extent with, you know, his kind of name and kind of what he'd done in the game, but yeah, Clement's a different level altogether. And it's funny when you get a manager in that knows what he's doing and results improve. It's almost like the two are connected, aren't it? No, it's brilliant.
Bad as it sounds, I get your point, mate. I get your point. JM, you mentioned earlier on about players coming back, and well, hopefully we don't get a run of bad luck now at this time of the season. We just need a bit of positivity to help us in this potentially 20 games.
Yeah, especially with the volume of games we've got coming up and the number it's going to be. And this is what the manager's been working on, and that's been his constant message, hasn't it? He needs a good squad together. You just hope we're not at the bare bones and we get to a stage where we're struggling and we look dead on our feet. I hope not. I'm sure the manager's working really, really hard. Like we say, not long to an international break. You know, if we can tick a Saturday at home to Motherwell, hopefully, I mean, players in our squad should be capable of dealing with that. It could be a case of doing what he done early in the season when he was just literally putting out his fittest team and making it work. He might look to do that again. I don't know. He seems to. And yeah, just hope we can get the majority of our players back and have a right good go at it.
Who would have thought at the start of this season that we would be playing in two of the mainstays of the team and people would be talking about them would have been Cantwell and Raskin? Gary?
Exactly. I mean, I think it's going back to that opening game. I mean, you know, the Kumar, what an absolute sickener that was. No, I mean, Cantwell, it was one of the things I thought, you know, going into this calendar year, was one of the three things was get Cantwell back on his game, which he certainly has done, and hopefully he's back soon. Raskin, yeah, hopefully he kind of gets his act together, because there definitely is a player there, but he's going to need to really work like he's never worked before to kind of get back into this team, certainly into that kind of midfield. So, I think, as we said earlier, just get to this international break, hopefully start getting some key guys back. I mean, I know he's a young lad, but I mean, Lovelace is back playing in the B team, so maybe there's a couple of guys Clement could have his eye on for the younger players to kind of bring in and maybe do a wee job for us if need be. So, as I said earlier, he always just seems to find a way, no matter what team he's got, no matter what team he puts out, they always just find a way to get the job done. So it gets back to everything revolves around the manager. You know, despite having Butland and all that, Clement, he is Rangers' key asset now. It's all about him.
Rich, you were like in there about Cantwell and Raskin. I'm not saying Cantwell wasn't to get injured, but we're still churning out results without the two of them, yeah, playing regular.
Yeah, indeed, and that's those two need to watch what's happening with them, because 2 months ago Cantwell was in the bee's knees, just up to the last couple of weeks. I think he's a fantastic player.
I agree.
When he's fit, of course. Raskin, just the same. But they've got to watch when about them, watch the players that have come in, watch the impact they've had, goals they've scored, and they've got to achieve this. I mean, I say a couple of months ago it was Cantwell was batting the ball and scoring great goals. But the boys have come in from nowhere and they're scoring better goals. These two need to watch P's and Q's here and get themselves back into fitness and look after themselves better, because it's got to be done. And one of the things Cantwell does is he lines players up a lot. I know it's an apt to that, but I don't think he's big enough to try and do that. So he needs to watch what he's doing, because he's going to get injured a lot. And that's what happened. But they too need to sort themselves out. Obviously, once they're injury free.
I think Cantwell was the good runner for him. He got injured.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
They were the guys that were pinning all their hopes on at the start of the season. I think they would have been most people's team, if I'm being honest, Jaya.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's fair to say maybe, obviously he had a bad injury, but maybe it's a mismanagement from our previous manager, especially with Todd Cantwell at the start of the season. I don't care what you say, something had gone on there. Maybe Todd was a bit too on social media and a bit too much and had a word and it didn't work right. But Clement came in and sorted that out quick enough. And, he's back to the Cantwell that, basically this time last year, wasn't it, a bit before, he's back to where he was. Whereas Raskin came into a very average team and looked a bit of a shining light. But to be fair, I just don't think even when he was fit, he's quite kicked on the same. Had some not bad games, but not showing consistency. So still plenty of time for him to step up, potentially 20 games left. But no, 100%. Raskin's definitely not the first name on the team sheet if we're all fit at the moment. Todd Cantwell, yes. Raskin, no.
Aye, fit Todd Cantwell on for him. Aye, William?
Aye, I think Cantwell and Raskin, the two of them, they picked up injuries and they'd lost their form. But I think with Beale, Cantwell was just allowed to go out and just, he brought him in and he just let him say, "I come in, you do your thing." He just let him do what he want, run out of the park. But Clement said, "No, you play for the team. I'll tell you what you'll do." And I think he said the same to Raskin. Raskin seemed to have this idea he's going to play a good season for us and then Chelsea are going to sign him. Something like that. Seemed to be his sights set on that. And then Clement said, "Listen, you're signed with this team, your contract, they pay your wages. I'm your boss. You'll work here and you'll work hard. And if you don't work hard in training, you're not getting into that team. Don't think because I'm Belgian and you're Belgian, you're just walking into this team. I know what you're capable of. I've seen what you're capable of. You're 21 Belgian. I want to see a lot more for you. You need to work a lot harder and forget this English Premier League. You're away. That's a way beyond you at the moment."
Aye. So you get the feeling that he'll shoot for the hip, Clement?
Oh, aye, absolutely.
Aye, okay.
I think he did last night at half time.
Aye, I did see his interview after the game where he said that'll stay in the dressing room. I think he's got the number. I think he's got the number of the press as well, Bridge, which you like, yeah?
Aye. I just, personally speaking, I don't know if there's many Rangers fans feel like I do. I don't even want him to talk to the press. But I know he's got to, from a club perspective, he's got to do it. But don't take any crap from him. If you twig in at all, just tell him, "No, that's enough," and just walk out. Because it's some of this stuff before is just rubbish. As we know, but in the past, he's trying to make a fool of people, and simply because English is not his first language. He's quite good with the English, and he knows what he's doing. He's got the upper hand with him, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. So long may that last. I just don't like him talking to the press. I really don't. So forgive me for that.
It's all right, mate. We're all entitled to our opinion. JM, you just, before we go, I think I meant to bring it up earlier, but you've got concerns that young McCausland in the running about he's maybe, but that's not his position, so he's defensive. He's not switched on enough at times.
Yeah, I just think switched on and maybe not. I think because of our injuries and because he started so well, I think he needs a break. I think he's not been rotated as much. I just don't think I think at times he's maybe looked a bit undercooked physically, up and down, and maybe being caught out a few times over the shoulder. And I think obviously Southside and Stevie had a debate. I think, you know, we looked stronger when Sterling was on the pitch, and that's not, you know, it's not McCausland's position. It's definitely not Sterling's position. So I think it shows where, if you like, his fault. So I think it shows where his faults are, because we don't look like we lose. I think it's fair to say we don't lose as much as an attacking threat as we lose a defensive threat when McCausland's on there. If that makes sense. The pros and cons weigh up. I'd rather Sterling out there than McCausland, in my opinion. So I think that just shows that maybe if we had a stronger squad, maybe we could bring Ross in at certain times. But due to a bit of mismanagement at the start of the season, with the squad being a bit light in that position, I think Ross is being played a bit more than the manager would like.
I'd like to see again, maybe, you know, no pressure on it, see him in his own position, see how influences his game, you know.
Yeah, because they say on number 10, don't they, where he can make the passes and stuff, and maybe in that Campbell position. And yeah, you can see it then, can't you? And then it's, you know, it's not, you don't have to do as many if you like sprints or that in that sort of middle bit. So no, it would be good to see. He might get the chance, but yeah, I'm just a bit worried that maybe recently games have been passing him by. To be honest, he hasn't done much wrong, but he's not influencing much, in my opinion.
We wish him all the best. He's still learning his trade, but we've got a young squad now, Gary, yeah, with some of these boys that have come in. Cortez, Diamandi.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and that's kind of like the kind of business model. But the thing with the new guys, they've come in and they've just taken it like a duck to water. There's been no bedding in period. There's no getting used to our league. I mean, they've just come in and absolutely shone. So yeah, I mean, as we said earlier, it just makes you really excited. Hopefully, after a really successful season for the summer, when Clement can really put his stamp on this team. But yeah, the indications, you know, he's clearly, amongst all his other skills, he's clearly got an eye for a really good player as well, and players that can come up and play in our league, which, as we've said before, it's when you're playing in Scotland, it's a certain attributes you need. When you play for Rangers, on top of that, it's attributes and extra as well. So, no, I think it's the new guys have taken to our game really, really well. Very impressed.
Right, William, last word for your good self, mate. We're going to be wrapping up the show in a couple of minutes.
Well, I'm still up in the ceiling after last night and delighted, and the Hearts as well, getting through the two games. You know, we knew it was two big games. We destroyed Hearts, and we did well to do what we done last night, adding everything up, the decisions, the pitch, everything. So
and Commanders Forum, mate, that was some stat, wasn't it?
Aye,
15 games, the
absolutely.
Twice, 50 years.
Aye. But great show, Hawks. Good to hear you back.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Good. Well done, Bridgeman, JM. Cheers, Gary.
Cheers,
mate.
Hawks.
Cheers.
Terry in the background. Cheers. Keep up the good work.
Gary, last word for your good self, mate.
Aye, I think, we roll on to Saturday, another 3 points, back to a 5-point cushion, and let's see what Europe brings. That's, for me, and I think a lot of the fans, Europe's as a kind of bonus for this season. We'll probably think different when the game actually kicks off, but I just get those 3 points on Saturday, Rangers, and we just roll on to getting the title back.
Yeah. Giant.
Yep, cheers guys, enjoyed that tonight. Thanks to the guys calling in, always makes it better. Just really, really pleased with last night's performance. Out the way, always a tough place to go, and looking forward to a weekend. Hopefully get more of a repeat of last Saturday, so nice quick football and another good result.
Yep, cheers mate, thanks very much. Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? What a fantastic night. It's absolutely superb night. Let me tell you, well done. Yourself, yeah. Tremendous stuff. I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on RangersRadio, keep it going for the Rangers, please. Huge game coming up. Biggest game of the season. Well done to my partners here. The Hawks there and the techie boy in the background, and of course JM. Keep it going, everybody. Keep it going for the Rangers. Please, keep it going.
Here. Thanks to William for joining us, and of course Gary. Always great to hear from Gary and William. Thanks to JM and Bridgeman for doing the show, and a special shout out to the two technical boys who have been overworked tonight. Help keep the show going. Thanks very much to Fox and Old School Blue. It was a difficult show for them. It happens sometimes, but well done, lads. With you two guys, there's no show. We really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for listening. Listen, tomorrow night's a big, big night. It's when everybody gets the announcement they're all waiting for. Southside Super 6. So Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Rangers Radio back tomorrow between 8 and 10. Take it away, Old School Blue.